Yalasanga. Welcome to day 17, everyone. 2.5 weeks through, well over halfway through our 31 days. Again, hopefully it isn't a chore and it isn't something that you feel is another thing that I have to get done today. Hopefully you feel like it's your place of coming to you, right? And being you and connecting to you. And we use this medium, which is fine. There's this idea in yoga of pratyahara, which is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. You might have heard of the 8 limbs. I can talk about that a little bit more over the next couple of weeks. But it's coming away from our senses a little bit, okay? Or the withdrawal of our senses is sometimes the translation. And we meet the world through our senses, right? We meet the world through our skin, through our eyes, through our nose, through our mouth, through our taste, through our hearing. And actually sometimes we get caught up about our face so much, you know. It was funny when I was reading this book, The Body by Bill Bryson. He was talking about the face and really like this is where a lot of the way that we connect with the world is. And sometimes we're like, oh, my face isn't as young as it used to look, or as pretty as I would like it to look, or as thin as I'd like it, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff that goes on in our minds. But really, this is just how you meet the world, okay? And it's how the world meets you too, okay? So let's not get too caught up. Let's revisit a lot of the things we've done so far. So if you can stand up from here, from a cross-leg position, try and stand up, okay? And try and sit down. See if there's ways that you can do it that feel a bit more comfortable. For some of you, it might be possible, not for me, to have your feet flat and come straight up from here. Now, if you can't, try it from even like a seat, you know, try it from, hello Thompson, try it from a position where you can push into the floor with your hips a bit higher already. But for me, cross my legs and coming up, and cross my legs and coming down are the way for me. But I do switch one foot to the front and the other foot to the front. So try that, keep trying that. You'll find that you're gradually getting a little bit better at that the more you practice, okay? And then if you have something for your heels, if you're like me, you like something underneath your heels for squatting, bring your heels onto something and sink your hips down. See if you can hang out there. See if your body's gradually adapting. Your body's changing every day anyway, right? We do get to decide how our body changes. So coming up, so the more movement we allow our bodies to try out, the more playful we are with it, which we're going to talk about in a couple of days, how we play with our movement a bit more, and we'll try some playful ideas. Coming up, okay. Keep coming up and down. Okay, even sit, breathe. Like we did when we, the other day when we did the strength work, coming down really slow. If you come up really slowly, you're going to notice how you meet your body, okay? You're going to feel this area, maybe feel this area, and try that coming down, okay? The slower we go, the more we learn, okay? And the less forgiving it can be. So try and slowly come down, okay? And then switch your position to a kneeling position today if that's feeling okay for you. Remember, you've still got the option of cushions and sitting down. Again, if your kneeling is feeling good, you can come back, even let your knees come up. If that's starting to feel okay for you, you can even let your hands come up off the floor and your knees come up and down a little bit from here, okay? One of the other options is to take your fingers behind and squeeze your hips away from your heels. Okay, so start to feel this front line that we spoke about, especially this specific area, opening up a bit more. So if you can get here and lift. For me, it's a nice way to do Ustrasana, and we still get some, which is camel posture, some variations on that to visit. if we have time over the rest of the month. Okay, let's see if we can stand up again, either from a kneeling position, which is fairly straightforward, or from a cross-legged position. Okay, facing towards whatever way helps for you. Hopefully by now you can maybe even do it without the screen too much. Maybe looking out a window, whatever you feel. You do you. Lift up your feet, lift up your feet. That's levitation, that's day 31. Okay, lift up your toes, okay? And then turn your thumbs out. Relax your shoulders, okay? Now keep this openness across your chest, but let your hands turn back inside. And as you inhale now, lift your heels. Okay, so I'm going to show you from the side. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale down. I'm going to give you a couple of variations in this now. Lift your heels up and down. If you find your heels flailing out as you do that, stick with this, trying to squeeze the heels a little bit closer together. Okay? If you're somebody who does heel lifts and finds it fairly comfortable, keep going with your heel lifts. Then maybe try and reduce the senses that are involved with it. So right now we've got our skin and our touch, even our hearing, but particularly helping us is our sight, okay? So if you take a moment to close your eyes and now try and lift your heels and come down, you have to rely on this other sense called proprioception, okay? Which is how you know where you are in space. So there's proprioceptive qualities in our joints, in our skin, in our soft tissue. We want to access that rather than completely rely on our eyes, okay? If you want to advance that a bit more, okay? And it's good to challenge your body can get quite used to movements. But if you're finding it tricky, keep going back. Try and get the easy, really easy, or the first version really nailed and then move forward. You can now start to lift, keep one foot with your toes on the floor and lift the opposite heel. And down, okay. Good. And if you're feeling super comfortable, you lift the whole foot and you lift the heel of the opposite leg. Now if it's the balance, this is strength work. So if it's the balance that's tricky, touch the wall, okay? Touch the wall, the kitchen counter, the couch, and do it from there, okay? And then try the other side. Again, you can touch the wall, but lift the heel so your toes are on the floor, and then start to lift the standing leg heel. Try and get slow and controlled. And if you want to lift your toes and use the wall, lift your toes and use the wall, and then it's just the standing leg heel rising and descending. Good. And then shake off your legs. Okay, so it's really, heel lifts are really helpful, you know. There's physios who work with the Brownlee triathletes, and Jess Ennis, I remember hearing her interviewed, and she said she would always have them do heel lifts. Point your toes forward. We're going to lift the heels again, but this time we're also going to lift our hands. So we're going to take our hands forward as we lift the heels. So inhale it. We're going to combine it with our breath this time. And exhale, slowly come down. Try that twice more. Inhale, lift your heels. Try and get to the highest point with your heels at the moment you get to the highest point of your fingers. And slowly coming down. And one last time. Good. This time, keep your heels down, but lift your arms wide this time. Inhaling up. Exhale, clasp your hands above your head. Push your palms up and let your weight start to move from side to side here. And as you feel the weight drift from side to side, try and let the weight come mainly down the foot you're moving away from. So as I come this way, my weight's coming down this foot, okay? So there, reaching a little deeper. Coming up, and reaching a little deeper to the other side by letting my weight come down this foot. So as I reach over here, my weight comes down the opposite foot. Good. And come to the middle and shake off. Roll your shoulders. Good. Let's see if you can take your feet a little bit wider. Bend your knees and sink your hips and bring your palms together. Sink a little bit lower towards the floor. Relax your shoulders. We're into horse stance. Shift your weight from side to side. Keep your breath slow. Feel the sensation of your skin on the floor. Feel the sensation of your skin against your clothes. Good. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Exhale, go wide, bend your knees, sink your hips. Try that a couple more times. Slow movement up. Slow movement down. One last time. When you get to here, bring your hands to your hips, slide your fingers down and move gently from side to side. Breathing slowly in, slowly out. Good. Keep your one hand down, pointing over your knee. Bring the other hand up. Inhale, reach a little bit higher. And exhale, come over this side. Try the other side. Inhale up. And exhale over this side. One more time, either side. Inhale up and over. And exhale. Inhale up. And exhale, maybe exhale over this time. Try and see what breath linked to the movement works for you, okay? Or just, if you're just breathing, you can just breathe. Your legs might be getting a little noisy now, so bring the hands together, push your feet against the floor, step in, shake off. Okay, roll your shoulders. Roll them really forwards and up and back. And then backwards, up and forwards. Backwards, up and forwards. Okay? Take your weight through one foot. We'll go back to Vrikshasana, tree posture, revisit that today. Turn your toes out, slide your foot in, bring your hands together. Slide your foot up. Relax your shoulders. Take slow breaths in, slow breaths out. If you're feeling okay, take your gaze over one shoulder. Back to the center. Over the other shoulder. Back to the center. And then try closing your eyes. Try and stay soft. And at the same time supported. Slowly open your eyes and let your foot come down. Okay, turn your other toes out. Slide your foot in. Okay. Lift it a little bit higher. Good. Keep it down if you need to keep it down. Look over your shoulder. Back towards the center. Over your opposite shoulder. Back towards the center. And then if you can, try closing your eyes for one breath, one smooth breath or two smooth breaths. Slowly open your eyes. Put your foot down, okay? See if you can sit down without using your hands too much. Good. Inhale, reach up with your arms. Exhale, turn to one knee, place the opposite hand on it, bring the other hand behind. See if you can turn towards whatever's behind you. Inhale, reach up with your arms. And exhale, turn the other way. Try that one more time either side. Inhale up. Exhale, turn. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, turn. And then come to the center, shake off. Shake off your fingers, shake off your wrists, shake off your forearms, your elbows, your upper arms, your shoulders. Roll through your shoulders. Okay, roll them forward and down. Good. Clasp your hands together, take an inhale. Exhale, let your fingers go forward. Push your palms out, tuck your chin in. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands behind, clasp them behind your back. As you inhale, draw your fingers a little closer to the floor, your shoulders away from your ears. You can move your head gently from side to side, and then lift your fingers away from your back. Let your hands come back down. Shake off. Get nice and loose. Roll your shoulders. Okay. Let your hands come to rest somewhere that makes sense for you today. Okay. Whether it's evening or morning or afternoon, or just the time you could find. And try with your hands face down or your hands face up. And even close your eyes for this and notice which one you find your body and your mind and you says yes to. And then try with your hands on your abdomen or your hands on your heart. Okay. So there's 4 positions we've tried. Hands on our legs, face down, hands on our legs, face up, hand on your belly or hand on your heart. Okay. Or maybe a combination. I remember yesterday we spoke about how the more we ground, the more our body below the neck starts to settle, but to relax our face we have to consciously let go. So once you've let go, once you're grounded, start to let the belly expand again. Every inhale, let your belly expand. Every exhale, let it come back to the center. Inhale, your belly expands. Exhale, it comes back to the center. And then for our final minute or 2 together today, go back to Om Namaha. This Namaha word that means not me, not mine, I'm letting go. Okay. So as we inhale, on the exhale we can be saying internally, Om Namaha. Om Namaha. Slow breath in. Om Namaha. Softening the muscles of your forehead, letting it become spacious, letting your eyes sink back behind your eyelids, letting your nose softly breathe, letting your lips gently touch, your teeth slightly separate, your tongue rest inside your mouth, your jaw soften. Keep this stillness with you today or into your sleep. Yala Sangha, remember, Let's Go community is really what that's kind of meaning, so keep up your good work. Be kind to yourself today, be kind to someone else. See you tomorrow, day 18 tomorrow.